Hello, my name's Barry. I would like to welcome you to another episode of Christianity Explained podcast. I also would like to invite you, if possible, to visit my YouTube channel. There'll be a link in the description. Each week, my goal is to produce a quality audio podcast that you can enjoy and that you'll derive some kind of encouragement. That today's topic is don't be you don't have to be a prisoner of your circumstance or a prisoner of whatever it is that's going on in your life. I think it's rather poetic. You see, I was born with serious disabilities. By serious disabilities or physical challenges or whatever the heck the current PC phrase is. Differently able, whatever. I was born in 1964, and thanks to congenital rubella, I had deformity of the optic nerve, which means I'm very nearsighted, technically legally blind, but I can see. It's just below a certain level. Severe hearing loss in both ears. Severe, profound, I'm not sure, but it's not fun. Thanks to modern technology, I can both see well enough to function as a podcaster and YouTuber and hear more or less what I'm saying. By more or less, in my mind, I'm hearing 95% of what's being said. I have a friend who might beg to differ. Well, it really depends on a lot of things. One thing my friends will tell you, I don't treat my challenges as some kind of prison. They're not. See, these two, the vision, the slight clouds on the left side, the hearing, were never a prison to me. I never thought of them as anything but that. There were challenges, and yes, I had to deal with people who didn't see or hear as I thought. But oh well, maybe they were the one. Not really. I was raised to be very independent. I was raised to not see myself as having limitations. My father used to say, Barry, you could probably drive better than half the people on the road. I think he was being critical and commentating on the driving skills of people he saw on the road. I think that's really what he was saying. Believe me, you wouldn't want him. But I will have some fun. And that's the other thing. The Lord, I also had to deal with the fact that growing up, I didn't have much of a sense of humor. Yeah, the guy being a wise ass here on the podcast, being comedic and all this, is telling you he didn't have a sense of humor when he was a kid. Something does not compute. Something does not compute. Here's the problem. I took things so seriously. I didn't allow myself to laugh, and that was a problem. Years later, in '95, I asked the Father to heal me of my sense of humor, and He did. Not like boom overnight, but over time. I had to learn. Yes. And the joy of the Lord is the peace that I feel with the healing that He did do. And yes, there are problems. I'm not some pie eye person looking and saying, "Oh, everything grows." Sorry, but I do know about serious discrimination. I've been on the receiving end of it more than a few times. Okay, I've also been on the receiving end of being physically abused because I was disabled or that. I, I've been there. And I'm communicating this because Not so you can say, oh, the poor disabled guy. No. So you would know that when I talk to you about don't let your circumstances, the way you were born, the color of your skin, how you look, or anything, don't let that dictate how you see the world around you. Yes, there are challenges. Yes, there were bad things that happened in this country. Yes, those things did. But it doesn't mean that it has to define you. Just as that, just as the kind of crap that happened to people like me over time doesn't have to define how I look. I can stand up and do something about it, or I can just go wah 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 wah. That's the fun part. You get to choose. With God's help, I got learned how to choose how I will respond to the world around me and how I choose. And I'll tell you, it didn't happen overnight. It took time. And I knew about the Lord since I was a little kid. I wasn't raised as a devout Catholic or anything like that. I just read the Bible, and that was basically it. And because my mother was Catholic, I just kind of, nobody told me about the detail. So I get to hear about it from some Protestants who just, have to be. Oh, God. That's why I chose not to say anything. I'll let you figure out what my opinion was of them. Not good. But you know what? That didn't get to define how I saw God. That didn't get to define. Yeah, I had issues. Sure, I'm very aware of some of the scriptures that are things in the scriptures uh, that are not fun. But you know what? That doesn't tell. Hey, but guess what? People have to learn and they'll grow. But if nobody's going to change if you and I go at it with a stick, ready to beat the crap out of people. Believe me, I've been. I was kind of like the guy who would do because I felt like I had to. And I've seen people who were probably more brutal and rough than I was, and others kind of like afraid and intimidated. I'll let you figure out where I am. I wasn't. I'll give you a hint. I wasn't the timid, shy guy. No. If you think that, then oh boy, stupid is stupid. You would have found that out real fast. Nope. But that's the fun part. But see, that's the beauty. My circumstances did not dictate my future. And yes, it was, yes, there were problems. But guess what? With God's help, I overcame. With His help, you can overcome. With His help, you can learn to forgive those who hurt you. You can learn to say to the spirit of fear, shut up! I would so love to drop an F bomb because I learned to get so sick and tired of that voice of fear. Do you know that God did not give you, according to, I believe it's in First or Second Timothy, where Paul was telling Timothy, God did not give us a spirit of fear, of timidity in that. Rather, He gave us a spirit that is a boldness, power, and a sound mind. Fear, fear is not a part of it. That's part of the renewed new nature that we get when I believers in Christ. You don't have to walk in the spirit of fear. You don't have to walk in saying, oh God, or look negatively and expect, oh crap, they're going to do this. Oh, I just know they're going to do that. You don't know for certain. And yes, I can, yes, I could be correct in some of my assumptions, but you know what? The problem is my response. Yes, I was right on occasion when I had some bad things happen, when some people acted like jerks, but it doesn't help if I act like a jerk. Or if it doesn't help when I respond, say, okay, I know you're going to be this way, so I'm going to treat you just the same. Yeah, it doesn't work out as well. It doesn't. I would have loved for somebody to say, hey, how's that working out for you? Not so great. All right. I am trying to have fun, and I realize that for a lot of people, they're dealing with a lot of emotional pain and grief and headache. And yes, I know for a lot of friends in the black community, they do have a lot of serious problem, especially for those living in the inner city and they're being told and conditioned to be afraid of the cops. And yeah, and all you need is a couple of jackasses uh, to act in a way that verifies it. Okay, those are real, but you know what? You have the power to choose how you will respond. You don't have to listen to the fear telling you that. That might be what. And for some reason, I'm hearing a song in the back of my mind, which uh, I can understand. It was the theme song from the show Cops. It sounded great, but for those who have been taught to be afraid, it's not fun. How do we overcome those fears? Well, counter it with real truth that God is saying, and deal with that. But not use statistics to justify ignorance. Okay, I've seen some stupid comments from people saying, "Well, that group, yeah, where do those people live? Oh, they live in Chicago. Oh, no wonder they're violent. You'd be the same way too if you lived there." Yeah, can you tell what I'm getting at? Yeah. Let's put our trust in the Lord. Let's put in. I want to encourage you, if you've been hurt, to forgive, because I had to forgive a lot of people. I'm going to, if I remember, put a link to my book that I wrote. And yes, I had some very nasty things happen, as I mentioned. I had to learn to forgive. And if by chance you look at the description, yeah, uh, and you haven't gotten this far, uh, hopefully you'll read the book and find out. I don't want to take a chance with Spotify because I'm not sure how they will react to the title. I had some people say, "Man, you got to change that title. It sounds so negative. How could you be thinking that way?" Well, newsflash, that's how I saw myself. I saw myself as not less than human. I saw myself as ah, as a third class citizen. I saw myself that badly. That was the point of the title. It was meant to shock. It was also thanks to some stupid joke. But see, that's the beauty. I, I took what the enemy had meant for evil, and with the Lord's help, turned it to good. I encourage you to read it. And yes, I will do some ads because I need to take serious the income generation. All right, I'm going to end this podcast. Sorry if I seem to ramble, but had things happen, and things will happen in life. But I'm not going to look at it in a negative prism, but rather a hopeful lens. All right. Hope you have a blessed day, and see you when I see you.